Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, WCS on the Boulevard once again, man. Good morning to everybody. It's Monday. Salute to the supporters. You know what I'm saying? The first responders, goddammit. That's what I'm going to call them. The first responders, man. Dixon in the building. What's good with it? Big blunts and boxing on deck. What's good, comeback? Lost Art of Boxing, the LABQ on deck with it. Jamal Nazy in the building. Oh, nothing like a taste of truth and reality in the morning. Salute WCS and salute to the chat. Man, shout out to the first responders in the building this morning, Monday, to jumpstart your week, man. It's fight week. You already know. You're looking at the thumbnail and you saying to yourself, hey, we just can't wait to Saturday get here because a lot of people done spent goddamn a quarter of their life in the past several weeks talking about these fight cards is going down. The two main fight cards is going down in reality is Top Rank and BLK Prime. Seriously. We have one of the biggest stars, though, in boxing fighting on BLK Prime, which a lot of people are hoping and wishing, and we're going to get to that, hoping and wishing that shit fails. And then with Top Rank, man, it's super duper heavy, bro. Like, this shit is super heavy. I mean, you already see who it is. Man, that card is super heavy. Let's get right into it, man. Mr. DBMH on deck. What's good? So, let's go to the first fight card, man. Listen, there might be some people on this fight card that you don't know. But the whole point is just to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Saturday, 10th December 2022, Madison Square Garden, New York. You already know where it's at. We already know where it is at. Inside the square, it's going down. So let's take a look at the first fight card. Of Top Rank, Teofimo Lopez is the main event, going against number 5 Sandor Martin in his country, Martin. You have the real big baby, Jared Anderson versus Jerry Forrest. I'm telling you, people sleeping on this shit. And Jerry Forrest, man, he's a tough guy, man. He went the distance with Carlos Takam. I'm telling you, the dude is tough. He's been in there with some names, man. He's a tough dude. I ain't gonna lie. Then you got Keyshawn Davis. You know what I'm saying? The Olympian. Silver Standard champion. Going in there against Juan Carlos Burgos. Keyshawn Davis is 6-0, y'all. Juan Carlos Burgos is 35-6-3. Once again, Keyshawn is stepping in there with the fighter who has way more experience than he do. All right. Next on there is Xander Zayas, man, against Alexis Flores. Xander's 14 victories and 0 defeats. And his opponent, 25 victories, 4 defeats. more experience, and another fight for Xander to showcase his skill set moving up in the ranks. You know what I'm saying? That's all this is doing. And you can pretty much see where they're ranked in their, division and stuff like that. Globally and in their division, stuff like, just working themselves up that ladder. Bruce Carrington, 5-0. He's going in there against an opponent that has more experience than himself. Juan Tapia. Shout out to the Olympian too, Bruce Shoo Carrington, man. He's on deck again. These guys are getting into the ring, continue to stay active, and build up that damn advancement that they're looking for. To continue to put their name out here under the bright lights, into the homes of the viewers and the fight fans. Delonte Johnson against Mike Ohan Jr. Delonte 6-0. He's going in there with the fighter that's 16-1. Way more experience on the B side. You know what I'm saying? But that's what you need when you're stepping up to the plate. That's what you need. To keep on building up that experience factor, learn, and continue to put on a show. The one and only Jahad Tucker. You know what I'm saying? 9-0 undefeated. He's going in there against a very tall fighter, Ivan Panzik, who's 14-2-1. This is going to be a good fight. Of course, with Jahad Tucker, he always go in there and put on a show. Dude is a special talent in boxing in general, not just the welterweight division. So y'all be sure to tune in and watch this man dance. Next, Joseph Ward, 7-1. Going there against Frederick Julane, who's 12-1. And then Damian Kimba against Emilio Salas. Kimba's 9-0, and Salas is 7-3-1. That's not so much the order that they're gonna fight in. It might be close, but we'll see. We'll see. But that's the top ranked flagship right there. Top ranked boxing promotion. That's where we at with that. And of course, on the flip side, we have BLK Prime. And BLK Prime has been making mad noise for all the pluses and minuses. Okay, the pluses is, we get to see the pound for pound best Terrence Crawford step in there, of course. We get to see him stepping in the square. But just all the speculation and doubt and scrutiny that's been placed on this man to step into the square, outside of severing the negotiations between him and Crawford, it's good to see him step back in there, stay active, get this fight out the way, because if he wouldn't have fought David Avanesian this year, he would have been out the ring for an entire year. You know what I'm saying? And for what we know, he's getting paid 8 figures. You know what I'm saying? And that's golden, bro. Salute to him for getting the bag and being able to further, contribute to his household, make money for himself, his businesses, and everything else. So you're looking at this card, man. One notable face, that's on the undercard. Steven Nelson, so cold, is headed back to the quadrant, bro. James Ballard is his opposition. Man, listen. There's a lot of people sleep on Steven Nelson because of his inactivity, but dude can fight. So cold can fight, man. He can fight. There's people sleep on him and just think he's over there and B&B ain't doing nothing. Steven Nelson can fight, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to him returning to the square once again. Chris Cyborg. She's a Muay Thai mixed martial artist legend. Cyborg has been in there with some of the baddest and biggest names in mixed martial arts and in Muay Thai competition as a professional. Her infamous fight at Strikeforce with Gina Carano. She pretty much ended Gina Carano's career the beating that she put on her. But it was a damn good fight. You know, and Cyborg now want to test her will in the boxing ring. She's not the first one. Like, Holly Holm is one of the most decorated boxers, female side, to come over to the mixed martial art cage and become world champion. I think she's the first to do it, if I'm not mistaken. On the female side, I think she's the first to do it. She's something like an 18-time world champion. And before she came into the cage, you know, she kickboxed and everything. She really tightened up. She just had to work on a ground game. One thing about Holly, you know, her hips. She had nice hips and strong hips. So did Chris Cyborg. And she was able to come over there and make a name for herself. Chris Cyborg, on the other hand, she never really came from boxing at all. She just dived into, you know, the Muay Thai combat and mixed martial arts. And she's an absolute legend. You know, her final stint at the UFC, she was featherweight world champion before being defeated by Amanda Nunes. I told people, whether they believe it or not, she wasn't trying to win that fight against Amanda Nunes. You know, she pretty much, if she would have won that, defending her belt, that championship, she would have been locked in for a couple of more fights, and she just didn't want to be over there in that company anymore. So she lost, and nothing serious, because she went right over there to Bellator and picked up a belt. I think it was under a month. She left the UFC 145-pound division and then went over there and picked up a belt at Bellator. And she's been doing quite well for herself. But she's on the card, man. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody I've always wanted to get a picture with and interview, was Chris Cyborg. Maybe I can get it this weekend. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can get it this weekend. But all the other names on there, man, shout out to them. Shout out to them, Terrence Crawford and David Avanesian, headline the card. I still read and listen to people lives who's trying their best just to sabotage. And it's all for naught, because nothing you do is going to stop this fight from happening. So you continue to damn masquerade as a fool you are, talking all this damn, you know, numbers that it's not going to do and everything else. Man, how are people supposed to take y'all serious, man? Y'all boxing fans, or y'all sitting up here, y'all just want to be social media marauders? You want to ride around and get the attention of people just by doing awkward and stupidity type shit. This card, you know, for the people that's behind it, BOK Prime, I remember when all this stuff came out and they were saying, oh, the company only worth this. Man, these companies don't put out their real worth. Oh, they only worth this. How they going to pay Bud? Well, Bud already got half his money in the bank. Truth be told, he already got half his money in the bank. So whatever you was talking about, you know, that was a waste of time, because he's getting his other half this week from what he said. You know what I'm saying? From what he put out there. You know, at the Brian Custer Last Stand podcast, he said he gets his money on the week of. He already got half of it, and he getting the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? Lost R says, shoo, yeah, for sure. Shout out to Shoo, man. Tyrese on deck, got my $40 ready. Hey, no doubt, man. That's what it's about. Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, in the building. What's good, Gumbo? Salute at WCS, my brother. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you pulling up, as always, on the boulevard, man. King Mitch on deck, man. Come back. What up with it, Mitch? This card right here, man, it's not as heavy. You know, they just want to get it off the ground, make it levitate a little bit in the households of the ones who paying for pay-per-view. And then the presence of those will be in attendance. That's all BOK is trying to do. Just trying to get it off the ground so it can levitate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So everything can go off smooth and everybody be talking about it. That's all they're trying to do. They're not the top ranks or the TGBs, Golden Boys, the Zone. You know what I'm saying? Probellum. They're not there yet. So that's why you see a fight card like this. Just give it time. Give that shit time to blossom into something. Give it time to blossom. Allow yourself to just work through the damn undercard, and then appreciate, the main event when it take place. That's all I'm saying. Just appreciate it. I know, like I said before, right? People gonna sit up here and try to put a clock on Terrence Crawford's fight. They're gonna say, well, Igor Kavalowski's knocking out at this time in the 6th round. Terrence Crawford has to do it, else he's a bum. There's gonna be people saying that. These is coming from people that's already in the bum boxing community. They're gonna try to put Terrence on the clock to say, well, you knocked out Igor Kavalowski this time, but y'all got a common opponent in David Avanesian. If you don't do it in 6, it's not gonna be worth anything. That's not gonna be the case here, y'all. It really doesn't matter, because these people are very, very selective and choosy. You know what I'm saying? They're very, very picky. They pout a lot. And they put something out there, they're going to be toned in, all frowned up. Oh, he ain't doing shit. Oh, man. That's David Avanesian, man. He shouldn't be getting off on. Oh, man. He hit him with a jab. What Crawford's doing? He ain't doing shit, man. Who trained this guy? Arrow will have fucked him up right now. All this shit. You know what I'm saying? The same shit over and over again. Just look at the fight non-biasedly. Appreciate the sport, because that's what you say you do. You support the sport. And goddamn, just say, hey, I'm a fan right now. Don't go in there like you're a legitimate platinum level hater. Don't do that. Because we know when it all comes down to it, these two fight cards, Top Rank and BLK Prime. BLK Prime has been getting the most attention based off one name. Real talk. They have 10 fights on the card. One of those fights is the main event, and that's all you've been hearing them talk about over and over again. You know what I'm saying? The same freaking name. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo on deck with the super chat. Dropping that dub on WCS. Appreciate it, Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, man. Appreciate you putting that super chat in the grease, man, and letting it cook. You know what I'm saying? On WCS, man. Appreciate you. He said, oops, a super chat. No doubt, man. I appreciate you for even supporting the channel there, brother. Real talk. We're going to let that cook in the hot grease, man. Get it all nice and ready for the weekend, man. Bud needs to get in about 8 to 9 rounds of work. And Tyrese, why is that? Why is that? Because he got in 10 rounds last November. You make it make sense, Tyrese. Come on, man. Come on, make it make sense, brother. Why he need 8 to 9 rounds? All his fights has been stoppages. Out of all the people he done been in there with, the longest he went was freaking Jose Benavidez. And that didn't stop him. He went into the 12th round. Why does he need to go 8 to 9 for what? If he fights Spence, that ain't going 8 to 9. The man do more than 8 to 9 rounds when he's training just for fun. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I seen him do more than freaking 8 rounds when he came down here to spar. 4 different fighters. You know what I'm saying? So just explain yourself. I'm just curious to know, why does he has to do 8 to 9 rounds? And he's just over a year. He's just outside the crest of a year from stepping into the square, man. Get that rust off. No need for an early KO. So you saying get the rust off. So somebody who stay in the gym all the time, and it's been said that the rust is just almost like a folklore, a mythological type, placement that they put on people, a freaking condition. Not everybody is claiming that, Tyrese. Not everybody's claiming the rust syndrome. They say all you got to do is stay in the gym and stay active, and you'll be good. I watched Dominique Cruz come back off a 2-year layoff and have a title shot with TJ Dillashaw and beat him. Title shot. Yeah, big shout out to Gumbo, man. A real one. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for you always supporting the channel, brother. Sucker free, goddammit. While other people up here, man, I saw you over there, man. Well, screenshot that shit too. Screenshot that, Willie. I think he really just wanted to beat the ish out of Jose for all the antics leading up to that fight. He could have ended him earlier. I believe he could have ended him earlier. You know what I'm saying? No doubt about it. I believe he could have ended him earlier. And you might be absolutely one thou wow. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to take him. But Jose Benavidez was tough, bro. Danny Garcia didn't stop that, man. I mean, he's tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? You think about it. He's a tough fighter. But Terrence playing around with his food, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. It might. I don't know. I'm not for sure. The Outlaw Pugilist on deck. Salute to you, brother. So that's what we're looking at with that particular fight card. This top ranked fight card, of course, is a heavy one, man. As I talk about the big name over there at BOK, I got to talk about the big name over here on Top Rank. Everybody want to look at the main event because it might be setting up a little some or the other. Teofimo, it seems like every time he gets into a position for a fight, people start tuning in to him. And they just don't know. They just giving this man more fuel for popularity. That's all they doing. That's all they doing. They clout. You really clout chasing, a lot of you. Because T.O. left the division pretty much the worst way you could as a unified undisputed champion. He lost his titles. So when he stepped up to 140, got the first fight, he looked good, but there was a lot of people looking for his downfall and looking for him to look the worst. So now he going in here, the last minute placement in Sandor Martin. People trying to see what's going to happen with him. They're riding off the momentum of him being the one who defeated Mikey Garcia and gave him his second loss. Mikey Garcia's first loss, of course, came from the infamous, I don't care if a lightweight come up here to 147 pounds, I will open him with open arms just like he's one of my own family members, Errol Spence, straight out of damn DeSoto, Texas, right here, right now type of nigga. Yeah, that was him. I embrace you. Okay, I understand you're the much smaller fighter, but he's a four-weight champion. Of course. And he got the complexion for the selection. Yes, he did. He had the complexion for the selection. See, Bud Crawford don't have that shit. He don't have the complexion for the selection when he calling out Jermell Charlo. But anyway, stand on topic. Teofimo Lopez continued to shine. He goes in here. He looks good against Sandor Martin. Then you're going to find other people trying to call him out. One thing I can attest to with Team Lopez is they stay on course. They stay on course, man. They're looking to pick up that 140-pound championship and become a two-weight champion. Also, in this manifesto, y'all, his dad has already been on record. He put the declaration out there. And this is a strong, bold declaration. He said he will be undisputed by BY. Not the kind of by coming from the bum boxing community, BI. You know what I'm saying? No, not the BI. We're talking about with Teofimo Lopez. His pop said BY by 2024. That means when the clock turns into the first day of 2023, he has exactly 364 more days to fulfill his father's prognostication. His father said he would be undisputed by 2024. Actually, you know, that's tough for me to co-sign. It's just tough for me to co-sign that shit. That's gonna take a lot of fights, a lot of tough fights, and goddamn it, Regis Prograis is in that motherfucking mix-up. Jesus Christ, that's a motherfucking gauntlet right there, ain't it? If he goes up here, he get the Josh Taylor belt, right? Whatever. Man, just that Regis Prograis fight is gonna do a lot. And then you have the rumblings coming from the 135-pound division on people that's saying they're gonna move up. We don't know who's gonna freaking move up. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think about this. Every time Teofimo gets into a position and they know he stays on track, they know he stay lineal. They stay focused on the end game. That's why they get so much traction from others trying to catch up and be a part of what they got going on. But it's rumblings coming from the 135-pound division like they're trying to make a fight with T.O. I'm at a point right now, if you want to fight him, this YTC shit ain't going to get you the fight. It's going to take a lot more. The man is sponsored by Bud Light. You know, no matter what people up here saying and getting mad about what he say, he talked the same amount of shit that everybody else on here talks. They try to turn it into a race deal because he called freaking somebody a nigga and all that. As much niggas and bitch ass niggas be passed back and forth on the YTC, why these motherfuckers just crying and shit, man, throwing tantrums? Y'all sit up here and call people pussies and faggot and bitch and all this shit, but yet you gonna get mad at Teofimo Lopez and try to make it a race thing? We got to get out that shit, man. It's played out. We got to get out, especially in this YTC. We got to get out of the mentality of just because you don't like a fighter and they're a different complexion, you want to make it seem like they're racist. Nobody don't have time for that bullshit. When y'all in the bomb boxing community, you know who you are. Y'all sit up here and allow people to be in your circle and disrespect people all the time and say that word. You know what I'm saying? And y'all say absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the time is now, though. When T.O. fights this weekend, you feel me? When he fights this weekend, y'all gonna be the same ones trying to do live streams and critique his performance, and then try to put him in the conversation with fighters down here 135 that still got business they need to take care of. So that fight ain't happening no time soon. You know damn well who I'm talking about. If it's 1, 2, or 3 of y'all, you got to make the commitment to move up. Whether it's Ryan Garcia, whether it's Devin Haney, whether it's Gervonta Davis. Whenever they choose, that shit's all the way down the road, man. By that time, Teal would have already been champion because he's going to be world champion at 140. He ain't going to be denied. So you might well just put that on your calendar. He's going to be world champion. And then those same people, 135, is going to be playing catch up. That's real talk. Whether you like it or not, that's real talk. Call it what you want. Gooch on deck, man. WCS salute. Fam touchdown at Omaha. NE last night countdown. Oh, for sure, man. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Gooch, who's on the premises, on the grounds of Omaha, Nebraska for the BLK Prime Fight Week. You know what I'm saying? He's already in the proximity. You know what I'm saying? He's on the map. And shout out to the OG in the building, man. Retro Boxing and Documentaries, a.k.a. The Spreadsheet, a.k.a. Blood Boxing on deck, man. What's good with it to you, man? What you been up to, man? Besides putting out the fire. Putting out the, firing up the blowtorch, man. What's good, man? Shout out to New Media Today, USA Boxing, Coach Malachi in the building today. What's good, Coach? I see you doing an interview. He got Bill Haney coming over there for a tell-all. I'll be leaning in, trying to get my good ear. Because, due to military shit, my hearing is bad and but I'm going to have my good ear tuned in and shit. I might even put subtitles up in that mug because I want to be able to screenshot some of the stuff Bill be saying. Hey, but shout out to Coach Malachi. He gonna have Bill Haney on deck in a tell-all sequel. God damn it. He gonna have Bill Haney on deck in a tell-all sequel, live and in living color today at 3 p.m. Man. Shout out to you, Coach. And also, he gonna be touching down in Omaha too. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be touching down in Omaha also. Andrew Charles on deck, man. WCS salute, salute to you, bro. Working on this old school heat. Okay, for sure. What's good? What's good with you? So when I look at this, with the Teofimo situation, I'm still seeing videos out there, just like the BLK shit. It just seems like the boxing fans, I think the only way they feel some type of internal or some type of enjoyment period is that they hate on something. They gotta come with some negative shit. And then if it's somebody who's really supporting the fighter you don't like, you put that delta in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? In both sides of your jawbone. And you always trying to talk with it in there. And it shows. All you have to do is just support the fighter or not support the fighter. But when you go all in and trying to discredit these fighters who on the higher echelon, it makes you look crazy a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking about? You know what I'm saying? Why are you so mad at somebody who continue to win? I'm looking. Look, I was going through it when Tio was about to fight Lomachenko. I was experiencing all the inclement weather and all these people who wasn't rocking with Tio because they was trying to set up the Devin Haney fight. So since they was rocking with Devin Haney, they was on an all-out bash tour of Teofimo Lopez. I didn't see them like that. I was rocking heavy for Tio, and that's when all the shit started with the panel shit, and people want to try to bring people on the panel like a hoe, and goddamn, have people that don't know shit about boxing talk to me about something. That's where all that shit developed. But then when Lomachenko name came up, these same people wasn't fucking with Lomachenko like that. I said over and over again, they weren't messing with Lomachenko, but they wanted Tio to lose the belts. So hopefully, Devin can get a shot. That's real talk. That's history, bro. That's real talk, and that's history. I knew both of these fighters, seen both of these fighters before they was champion in public. I was there at the infamous meetup in Vegas. Since then, both of them has became undisputed, man. Seriously. I'm not going through the undisputed shit with anybody. Mauricio Sulaiman wanna goddamn fire up the conveyor belt and create belts that has places a belt in the subordinate status. Man, goddamn it, that belt has what? Seniority over the second belt, no matter what you say. So what Teofimo was able to do, Devin did it better because he had all the belts. He was able to get all the belts, so he did it better. Point blank, period. But we're talking about the quantity. When it comes to the Q of the quality, he didn't do it better. Kambosos is no way, shape, or form better quality than Vasyl Lomachenko, who was on the pound-for-pound list when Tio beat him. No, that's not the case. The quality wasn't there. Lomachenko was sitting at number 2, I believe. He was up there in the rankings, man, when Teofimo beat him. Seriously. And then you really can't compare, the opponent before. You know what I'm saying? How the mix up with the belts happened, obtaining the championships, who you fought before you actually fought for the freaking undisputed titles. That becomes a whole play in itself. Teofimo fought Masayoshi Nakatani, Richard Comey, then Vasyl Lomachenko, and then Devin Haney was coming off of Jojo Diaz. Much different. The shit is, the scales are pretty much juggling. You know what I'm saying? They're dancing a little bit up and down. when it comes to the accomplishments that these fighters was able to get to when they picked up the Undisputed. But it's just a little edge. It's damn near even, but when you weigh in the quality, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them had the quantity. Devin edges him out on the quantity, being he was a WBC world champion. But the overall quality of the experience and the success of that entire journey, T.O. edges him out. You know, with Lomachenko, the Nakatani, the Richard Comey, you know what I'm saying, finish him in 2 rounds, and then going in there and winning that decision. Not a split decision, winning the decision over freaking Vasyl Lomachenko. So that's where we at with this, man. It's a long time coming. I'm not going to lie. This shit right here is a long time coming with that supposedly Fab 5 that was in the lightweight division now moving up to 140. It's been a long time coming. It's a lot of entertainment value that's about to pop off real nice up at 140. It's a lot of shit that can potentially pop off at 135, but I guess they want to go through the same routine. Like, let me break some shit down, right? It's a trend that's going on. If you wasn't here back then to go through when Mikey Garcia had left the division, Vasyl Lomachenko unified, Lomachenko only had one more belt to obtain, and that was Teofimo's IBF title. When he chose not to do it, that's when the whole motherfucking melee started. The social media melee. People just start fighting with these damn barrage of topics. Oh, Lomachenko ducked Haney. Lomachenko ducked Haney. And then, you know, I'm trying to tell people, hey, man, you know, Lomachenko and the powers that be is trying to get him to step over and fight Teofimo Lopez. They don't really care about what Haney got going on right now. He gonna have to pick it up when he pick it up. People want to listen, oh man, he's duck. How can you duck somebody that fought for an interim title and not a title eliminator? Teofimo Lopez went over the IBF route and he fought Masayoshi Nakatani for a title eliminator. It's facts, bro. He won and then fought Richard Comey. So with that said, it was so much going on in the lightweight division, and they was just happy for something to be going on that they can connect with. So I'm not gonna lie, the main 3 names that was in the talks, you know what I'm saying? It was Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. Gervonta Davis was doing his own thing. His wings were spreaded, and he was just, you know how you look up there and you see them motherfucking big ass damn vultures and condor. He was just up there flying. He was doing his own thing. You know, he finally came up in the 135-pound division. You know what I'm saying? He fought for a vacant title, and then he went back down and fought Leo Santa Cruz. They wasn't really including Gervonta in there. Except when Ryan Garcia, of all people, they was trying to put Ryan Garcia in the Fab 5. And this would even shook it up even more, right? This what they don't tell y'all. You had to be back there with your pack on your back going through these travels. At one point in time, what they ain't going to tell you is that even with Devin having a belt, they was trying to put they did put Ryan Garcia above him. They put him above him. And see, back then, niggas was hating on me and trying to say they felt some type of way about where I put Haney on the top 5 of the lightweight division based off his resume, when Haney ended up winning the belts and they put Gervonta in front of him as the best lightweight in the game, knowing damn well that's not true. So a lot of shit that I was doing back then, like I was staying true to the game. My shit was neutrality at its finest. But people don't want neutral shit. They don't want non-biased. They want you to be extremely biased. They want you to give them that abuse. They want you to slap them with the back in front of your hand and then say, oh, you know what? I apologize. Did that just happen? I ain't mean to do that. But you got to understand, I take this shit serious, okay? Don't be mad. I take this shit serious. So every now and then when you see my elbow and you see the back of my hand, know that I want you to roll with that motherfucker. It's just to wake you up. Sometimes people get complacent. That backhand is to wake you up. Pop. That's it. It's not personal. Okay, yes, sir. All right, go ahead. Go out there and do your shit. Just know you come up on this boulevard now. Things are different. That's all I'm saying. Things are freaking different, bro. Bruce, thanks for letting me speak with Marlon Starling. You made my week. For sure, I seen that on Q's stuff. I seen that the other night. No doubt, man. Bruce the OG, man. He be having some old school legends and veterans on his frame. You know what I'm saying? In his media frame. Shout out to you, bro. Yes, sir. What's good? Salute WCS in the chat. Salute to you, brother. Hyphy on deck. Big up on you. Yep. Yeah, but that's how that shit all started. With the T.O. situation, the Devin Haney situation, Ryan Garcia. You know, people was putting Ryan Garcia above Devin Haney based off the people he followed on his resume. It was real crazy back then. You know what I'm saying? It was real crazy back then. And to see him come from behind, fight his way through, and beat Kambosos, everything played out the way it did. You know what I'm saying? It played out the way it did for a reason. Now, we're back at the same shit that was happening when T.O. was at lightweight. You feel me? This shit, look, it's almost like people believe if you take stale bread, right, and you run that motherfucker underwater, and then it gets a little soft and you leave it out so it can dry again, it's going to taste like it did when you first took it out the package. You know, as if it was a fresh loaf. Like it was a fresh loaf and it's all nice and soft and you get that bread smell. That's not the way you get new shit. That's not nutritional value when it comes to boxing. Now we're back at square one with the Shakur Stevenson situation. This is not going to affect Teofimo Lopez, bro. He had to lead the division off a loss. Now we got people trying to bring in the Shakur Stevenson situation as if Shakur Stevenson is not about the smoke. He's about the motherfucking smoke. Make no mistake about it. Shout out to Q. Q did a nice follow-up to the vid, man, that Skid Mark put out, man. He did a nice video follow-up reaction to it. And it was a good drop. It's just I look back on it and laugh. I was there for the Teofimo situation. I was there when Bill initially started supporting Skid Mark off the strength of me freaking dropping bombs on his head. You know, and him saying I was dick riding. I was trying to show Devin Haney some love from another brother and support the brother because I was doing a lot more interviews back then. But I guess, some jealousy to set in and disrespect. And then, people thought they was going to kick me off the panel and do that over and over again. No, that's not going to happen, brother. But you should give me some reimbursement because when Bill jumped on my live and told me, well, you asked, did the brother get an invite to the fight camp? Hey, one thing about it, Bill will never admit it, but he know I'm right. Bill know I'm right. Because just the other day, Devin was on the panel. He said, Skid Mark, you've been waiting for me to get on your panel all this time and you won't let me speak. I was right. Because I said, you never invited that man out to a training camp. He'd never been out to the mansion. None of that. You just straggling him along. And now look at y'all. I laugh at it. I laugh at y'all. Because T.O. has moved on. Then at that point in time, he went from Haney to support Teofimo Lopez. All because of backstabbing ass motherfuckers like Puncho Drunk Boxing. Wanted to stab people in the back, and motherfucking send text messages. You play in the streets, you get street prizes. You know what I'm saying? You play in the streets long enough, you're going to get street prizes. And that's exactly what Bill got from Puncho. You know what I'm saying? Send them text messages to them. Skid Mark got upset with it, and all hell broke loose. He started supporting Teofimo Lopez, and now Devin Haney, he didn't mean shit to him. And then I guess some good graces came about. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it. Some good graces came back about, and he slowly but surely, going back over there and being in the company or whatever the case, whatever they got going on, that dysfunctional shit. Because he was talking mad shit to Bill. It was funny, and Bill was like, "Kick me off, then. Go ahead, kick me off." You know what I'm saying? They was over there talking shit forever and a day, but I'm gonna tell y'all, be careful. Be careful. Because these certain channels are gonna take you right back in the same stuff that was going on way months and months ago, man. They're gonna take you back. Seriously. I'm talking about Teofimo Lopez fought Lomachenko on the back end of the pandemic. That's when that shit was going on, all the way back in 2020. All the lies, all the damn back and forth, agitprop that was being spewed out here on social media, the back and forth, defamation, just talking shit about fighters. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit was just rampant. It's about to start back up. Now that, Shakur Stevenson is moved up, now he's going to be a part of it because he's a big name. Devin is a big name. He has the belts. People trying to find out what's going to happen with the Lomachenko shit. There's no way that Devin can pull out that fight. And then they try to make it seem like Teofimo will be somehow a future opponent. I'm going to tell you like this with Teo. Teo is going to move how he want to move at his own fucking pace. Ain't nobody on this YouTube shit is going to make him do anything that he don't want to do. Remember that. He can pick up a championship and y'all can go in here and bash Teo. He remembers all the shit you said about him down here in the lightweight division. He remembers all that shit. When y'all wanted him to fight Devin, but yet he fought Kambosos. He did it out of spite, bro. He didn't have to sit up here and appease you all to take that fight. He was the decision maker. He's the one that stepped in there with freaking Nakatani and Comey. All that talk y'all was doing, trying to damn talk shit about his pops and talk shit about him, and now you want to talk shit about his wife and his kid. All because y'all trying to stir up. That's not going to get you closer to the fight. They're not wired that way, bro. Him and his pops don't give a fuck about what y'all got going on the YTC, talking about who you think he should fight. Teofimo Lopez lost and still kept his Bud Light sponsor. When he beat Lomachenko, man, they revamped his whole IG account. Dog, some of y'all niggas win and nothing happens. Everything stays the same. This dude picks up sponsorships. He got they revamp his IG account, clean it up, make it look more professional. You know what I'm saying? $2022 has been wild, ain't it? Seriously, man, 2022 has been a wild ride. Mostly for the welterweight division, not so much to the lightweight division. The primary division that the primary division that we was talking about most of 2022 was the welterweight division. But, shout out to Team Lopez going in there. It's Sandor Martin. He picks up the win. They're going to try to bring this man's name back into the lightweight division. And like I always tell y'all, be careful about how close you lean into this bitch. She dysfunctional as hell. You know what I'm saying? She'll give you that abuse, man. You stay too close, man, you're going to find yourself being a part of an abusive relationship and enabling that shit too. Because you get your ass beat, your ears bleeding, and then you go right back to the scene of the crime again, and you want to listen to more. Hey, you can't do that, dog. You got to take some time off of this bitch, man. You got to put this shit in chapters. It'll take you on a hell of a ride. December 10th has more magnitude to it than you think. Seriously. It has a lot. December 10th fights has a lot to do with the the 2023 frame, the calendar. It has a lot to do with it. And you know what I'm talking about when it comes to Terrence Bud Crawford and whatever's going to happen with his ghost of an opponent for 2023. Is it going to be Spence or is it going to be freaking Boots? Is it going to be JoJo, half paint, little bit? We don't know who is it going to be. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to pay attention to that shit because the magnitude of these fights, I'm pretty sure Teofimo Lopez, his next fight after Sandor Martin may potentially be for a title. Who? I don't know. Who is with? I don't know. It'll be great to see T.O. and Regis fight. I don't think it's going to happen. It's definitely not going to be Devin Haney moving up. It's definitely not going to be Ryan Garcia moving up. I would have liked to see Ryan Garcia go in there and get that T.O. smoke. He would have knocked his ass out. Period. But Gervonta Davis has that. So, you know, it's a lot riding on this December 10th card. Not all the way from main event to the undercard, but more so the big names on the card. You know, Teofimo Lopez and Terrence Crawford especially. Because he gets the win. We got to see what's going on with Spence and see if he's fighting or not. There's been no announcement and nothing made official. What's going on? Slugger on deck. Cercini on deck with it. What's good? EXO on deck. W says, one love, OG. Keep cooking, bro. Smash the like button, everybody. I appreciate y'all that's in the chat, man. Definitely, I need for you to hit the like button, man. We have 34 in the building and 21 likes, bro. It was a point in time that I said to myself, I don't care about it. But, you know, this shit ain't easy. So let's get the likes up. Just do me that favor, man. We only have 21 likes in the building. So that means, you know, it's a lot of y'all that just sit here window shopping. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all in here just window shopping trying to see what's going to be said or not. But back to the game. We about to be on the road for some travel. So, you know, it might be a day, a blackout day, you know, when travels hit, because it's Monday. So it's going to get a little bit dense because we got media week coming. You know, this is the media week. So therefore, I know Omaha is going to be lit. And I know freaking NYC is going to be lit. They have the Heisman shit going on over there and everything. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take a twin engine. I know it's probably should be some pretty good snow. I'm gonna take a twin engine, fly in, you know, and have them drop me in on the mountaintop and goddamn ski myself down and, you know, practice on my shit. You know, get some recreation off that motherfucker. You know, get some skiing in while I'm down there. You know what I'm saying? I think that should be great. For real. Yeah, I ski too, man. I do some incredible jumps, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have them drop me in about a 20-foot drop, 25-foot drop. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the speed is right. And, yeah, get a nice little workout in before I head to the damn media week. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the workout in where you can, bro. You know what I'm saying? Black people ski too. I don't know if I'm gonna go with the duals or just a single board. I don't know. It all depends on how extreme I want to get. You know, if I want to damn jump over some rocks and shit, some drop offs. I'm just trying to make it interesting, man. But I don't want to damn run into no trees and nothing like that, like Sonny did. Rest his soul, man. I remember Sonny Bono, man. Rest your soul. I remember when that day happened, I got the news, man. Bono ran into a tree skiing. God damn. Trees ain't gonna move. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, get the likes up, man. But this is where we at with it. With Fight Week. Let me go ahead and put that freaking put that thumbnail back. I want to talk about Jared Anderson, man. from what we've seen with the heavyweight situation recently, right? We seen Tyson Fury go in there and goddamn put hands on Derek Chisora. You know, he pretty much was in the holiday spirit and gifted the man a freaking check before the holidays. Kudos to Fury for doing what he was supposed to do, getting it done and everything else. But the big question we have over here in the U.S. footprint when it comes to boxing is this. We want to know who's the next best, upcoming heavyweight out of this footprint. Deontay Wilder's already established himself, you know what I'm saying? He's been in there with the Tyson Fury for 3 fights. Now we have to start trying to integrate other names into the conversation. Jerry Forrest is a heavyweight, but he has lost to the big names. I'm not saying he's done with his career, but he's not the youngest fighter in the game that we should be looking forward to in the heavyweight division. Jared Anderson is. You know what I'm saying? Jared Anderson is him. He's just trying to prove and get to a point where he can step up his opposition. You know what I'm saying? And he's been on record as saying, once I get out of this Jared Forrest fight, I want to step it up and I want to fight somebody of notoriety. And of recent, he's been making it clear. For a moment, he said he wanted to fight Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? But seeing Dillian White come off that fight with Jermaine Franklin, he's like, Dillian is trash. I want to fight him. And then when I was on live, it was some people making some damn good points. They say, so I think it was Mitch too. Mitch had mentioned that, okay, Dillian White has been in there with top tier competition. Regardless, he only has 3 losses, right? So he wins some and lose some, but he's been in there with top competition. And nowhere close as Jared Anderson came to that. He hasn't even came close to that being on his resume. So the word was out that, okay, it sounds good to call out Dillian White. It sounds good. But yet, maybe you should fight Jermaine Franklin. Jermaine Franklin was 8-0, and he had less fights than Jared Anderson. But he was able to get the Dillian White fight, I guess, for a tune-up or whatever, and it ended up being a very decent fight. And Dillian White didn't look his best. They went to the final round. We didn't know who was going to win, but Dillian ended up winning. Jared Anderson called him out. He said he looked like trash and all that. Will they give him the fight, though? Or should he fight a common opponent and Jermaine Franklin? I think he should fight Jermaine Franklin. Dude showed his toughness, his durability. His cardio was decent until the later rounds, the championship rounds. I think he should fight Jermaine Franklin. Because Dillian White, as much as I haven't supported him, just like Joshua, and the two don't tie into one another. I don't support them heavy for my own reasons, but I'm saying with Dillian White, I don't think he has to give a fighter like Jared Anderson a shot right now. He needs to just fight somebody else, that's a common opponent. I would definitely like to see Jared Anderson fight Daniel Dubois, the one that was doing the Chris Algieri acrobatic freaking back somersaults and shit, inside the ring, the greatest show on earth. Yeah, he need to fight somebody like Daniel Dubois. You know what I'm saying? Who's the WBA regular champion who defeated Trevor Bryant. I like that fight. That'll allow Jared Anderson to pick up a championship. Now, of course, there's going to be some boundaries in between that shit because we know who Daniel Dubois is signed with. And we know who Jared Anderson is signed with. But give it up to his credit. Dubois did, post up, make it back to his feet, and earn the stoppage in the 3rd round. I got it. But when it comes to matchups and trying to see if Jared Anderson can stick it out with some of the bigger names, yeah, put him in there with Dubois, man. His eyes healed up from the Joe Joyce massacre. You know what I'm saying? He's picked up a championship and Joe Joyce is still wishing, hoping, and praying. What's going on with this, man? What's going on? Shaw News, the Sauce Experience, a.k.a. Showtime Shaw on deck. What's good there, Showtime, man? Team Tucker in the building. Salute WCS in the chat. Busy week. Yes, sir. Busy week. And like the thumbnail says, you see Jahad Tucker up close and personal about the dang Grayson Square once again. You already know. One of the best rising stars you're gonna know of the game, man. One of the most talented. You already know, man. That T.O. card got me hyped. Big baby Keyshawn, Xander, and T.O. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout out to Al. Slugger Sam, UGBC. Cash App 6997 round up to the nearest dollar on deck with it. What's good, man? Appreciate the super chat. Thank you for supporting the channel. Yes, that card is going to be super duper heavy. No doubt about it. You got from right to left. We got Bruce Carrington, Teofimo Lopez, Jahad Tucker. We got what? Keyshawn Davis, Jared Anderson, Xander Zayas. And then, of course, this is a mixture. So cold Steve Nelson and the man himself, centerpiece, Terrence Bud Crawford. A BOK Prime top rank collab edition, thumbnail etiquette via WCS Media, bro. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate that Cash App. Appreciate that super chat from all of you that's out here donating to the channel. Real talk. Shaw News say $1 million Molly fights Thursday in the Nationals and Jahad Saturday. Man, shout out to Molly. You know what I'm saying? Dude is a situation. You will see him in the future. Just give it like 4 or 5 years, I think. Give him about 4 or 5 years when he come on the scene. That's going to be very, very interesting. That's going to be very interesting. Dude has a killer instinct and a mean streak about him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Team Jahad Tucker over there, Showtime, man. They doing their damn thing, man. And pretty much like Jahad said, he put it out there on camera. He's ready for anybody and everybody. Know that. Know that. Xander Zayas is still on the move, man. Xander Zayas is still on the move. I like Xander Zayas. Real talk. I like him as a fighter, man. I like the his prelim, his intro too, man. When he start moving side to side, it's almost like he waiting. He waiting to go in for the kill, man. He's waiting to goddamn enter the Coliseum to fight. I like it, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Everybody have their own little shit popping. But, seeing Xander Zayas when he didn't have no professional fights to where he at right now, 14 victories in. I think he fought like 6 times in 2021. Jahad Tucker's about to fight his 5th time in 22. I'm telling you, these guys are doing the damn thing, bro. Shushu Carrington continue to get better and better every time he step in the square. Seriously, man, these guys have a lot riding on their reputation. Not to mention, you had Keyshawn Davis, who not only put on a damn good performance and getting a stoppage in his last fight, but he's definitely put on some size. He's definitely in the 135-pound division. People choose not to mention his name as much as others. They know he there, though. They know he there. It's almost like a shadow. They know he there. But they just trying to wait till he build up more fights before it really gets nasty. Because he's been in the topic conversations for what he said post-fight. He was lighting motherfuckers up, bro. Keyshawn was on the mic and he was responding to what he said, man. He does not bite his lip at all. He ain't goddamn trying to understand what words he want to say and don't say. He put it out there. Real talk. Keyshawn's going to be back on deck for another one, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be back on deck for another one. And they're going to be paying attention. Jared Anderson too. The fight with Jared Anderson, pay attention to this co-main event. Jared Forrest is a tough fighter. A lot of people don't give him respect because he's been in there with the big names, and he hasn't came up, on the green side. He has 5 losses, but sometime in the heavyweight division, losses don't dictate who you are as a fighter. In mixed martial arts, you have fighters who have a dozen freaking losses, and they still consider them legends. It's according to who they have them losses to and how long they've been competing in the sport. In boxing, they look at you like you're not gonna do anything worth me talking about and everything else. You know what I'm saying? And of course, who is Jahad Tucker, man? I see his name is getting a little bit more traction on the YTC. People are trying to, do what they do. They're trying to do the phantom matchmaking skills of trying to say, okay, who would you like to see him fight after this next one? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be one of those topics, man, where y'all going to begin to see how good this guy's really is. And a lot of his movement and rhythm and just his boxing IQ in general when he's in there. And you have to pay attention to his timing. All I'm asking from WCS Media, right, is when you hear media segues on here bigging up a fighter, you cannot consider it to be dick riding. You cannot consider it to be clout chasing. Why can't it just be news reporting? When you hear Showtime talk about, Jahad Tucker, just take it as if that's a team member talking about their fighter and put more exposure out there to the fans to tune in and see who he is. All you got to do is tune in. His last video from his fight, it went viral, man. All off a freaking combinational set that he's known to do. That he's known for. So if you like him or don't like him, all I'm saying is, how are we doing anything less than anyone else? If you like a fighter, you support a fighter, you mention a fighter, you talk about him, everything we say up here doesn't have to be that D word and all that homoerotic type shit amongst men and all that. It can be just the camaraderie, esprit de corps of talking about boxing, people. That's all I'm trying to tell you. That's all I'm trying to say, shawty, for real. But the card is going to be super duper ooper heavy. And I don't know what y'all got going on the next 2 days, man, but yeah, it's going to be pretty busy. Real talk. It's going to be pretty busy. Once again. And shout out to Top Rank. Shout out to everyone that tuned in today, man. I'm going to get up out of here. It's been like just a little over an hour. Salute to everyone that pulled up to the spot as always. Share the content, man. If you want to share the thumbnail, man. It has the fighters on there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Share the thumbnail. Put that shit out on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Put the work out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting good at these thumbnails. You feel me? I'm getting good with the fingertip. You know what I'm saying? Selection and all this manipulation, extraction, subtract, additions and, blur this and all that. Yeah, I'm getting good at that shit, bro. But anyway, man, thanks for the donations. Slugger Sam and goddamn Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease on deck with the donations. To everybody else who tuned in, man. I'm up out of here. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I'm out.